Hi, my name is attorney Walter Rudolph Hnot III with Disability Resolution PA. Let's go ahead and talk. The video that I'm going to be shooting, and keep in mind, I want to do videos about the emotions that claimants are feeling because I've done so many direct element videos about how the law works. One thing that I tend to forget about is the emotional context of what a claimant is feeling and what you should be understanding about what's normal, what's not normal, and what you can do to kind of control the emotional aspects of how you feel about applying for disability benefits. So let's go ahead and talk about disability benefits. A lot of people invest into it. Think of it as almost like a political party, right? They're investing into their right and belief that they should receive Social Security disability benefits. A doctor once told them that they should be found disabled because they're so bad. Their mom said, wow, you just need to get a job, but you can't get a job, so you better get disability benefits. All these little features build in the person's mind to go ahead and push them into the extreme belief that no matter what, the only solution to their life is a fully favorable, partially favorable finding of disability benefits, which as a result ends up with you, the person, basically knowing that you are disabled and believing you are disabled without knowing the elements of disability or how any of that stuff works. Okay. So, what does this all mean? What this means is that people invest into a finding of disability, and then emotionally, when they're not found disabled, it's crushing. It's just like, oh my God, what do I do? This is terrible. I'm afraid. Yada yada yada. Happens. So when you talk to people about their disability benefits, realize that they believe that they're disabled. Everybody has told them that they're disabled or told them something which makes them believe that they need this because there's no other option. And my point to you is when you talk to people about their benefits, be gentle. If you want to have a political battle with them about how people shouldn't have welfare, well, this isn't welfare, this is for people who are disabled. Okay. The emotional landscape. People who are not working for an extended period usually become very afraid. They're like a wounded tiger. And what they're trying to do is to basically survive with those things that are outside of society's usual gifts, right? You work hard, you get money. Well, nowadays in America, you work hard, you get a little bit of money. It's not like it used to be. And as a result of that, let's take somebody who worked hard. A lot of it was under the table. And now they just basically are seeking to apply for disability benefits. And they've been homeless for 4 months. And now they don't know what to do. They're living in the woods in a tent. And life is really rough. And then take the other option of the usual homeless individual that's out there. They've been using and abusing drugs forever. They've gotten used to living in the woods. They've been living in the woods for 5 years. And they walked out of the woods and found me. Which is the story of a lot of the claimants I have. The emotional context of people who want to apply and be found disabled is almost like its own separate political party. Whether they're a Republican or a Democrat or whatever, they're invested. Okay. What do you as a person applying for disability benefits need to understand from an emotional standing? Where you should stand on a lot of the things that you feel. Should you be afraid? Should you be excited? What do you feel? If you feel anxious, that's normal. You want to be found disabled, you don't feel like you're in control, you feel like things are going on around you that you can't actually change or fix or whatever, but you know you're disabled. Then there's the fear that you feel. You're afraid because you know deep down you could potentially be found not disabled. You're afraid because you're angry that you're in this position to begin with, and you don't know how to control the rest of your life. You're afraid because if you don't get found disabled, you won't be able to pay back all those people who have been giving you funds throughout the years. You're afraid because you worry about a lot of things that you can't control. Short bursts of happiness. Okay, the emotional context for that is that you feel like you've had a win with the SSA. They call you, you get off the phone, they gave you some details about something and you felt that was a good direction. You go to the doctor's appointment and the doctor tells you you should potentially be on disability. Why haven't you applied? You say you already have applied, you're just waiting to be found disabled, yada, yada, yada. Short bursts of excitement. Other issues. Loopiness or general medical side effects, medication. A large part of this that people don't talk about are medication side effects. Medication side effects are one of those things that help to define, right, if you are capable of doing a job, because just like your disabilities, your medications have side effects. People don't realize this, but taking some medications is almost like a disability in itself. If you took a pill that made you tired all the time, it's like, a disability unto itself. I always like to tell people, think about your disabilities and the symptoms you have. Think about your medications and the side effects you have. Think about your orthopedic devices and the side effects it causes you. Some people with orthopedic devices can't get in and out of a car easily. They can't sit down easily. They can't move around easily. You can't have those people out, doing a job where they're basically having to do security and walk from point A to point B and yada, 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 because they just wouldn't be able to do it properly. And that's why we look at other jobs that they could potentially do in the national economy as part of the DOT for SSA purposes. DOT, Dictionary of Occupational Titles. So, what am I talking about with all this? These are all the types of emotions that you're usually going to have throughout this process. You get a denial, your first denial, you are so destroyed, you are mentally just all over the place, you're angry, you're sad, you want to murder people, you want to do all that stuff, you just can't believe it, how do I get back at the SSA, how come my attorney not have won this, how come my representative didn't win this, yada, 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 my doctor once said I was disabled. You go through those emotions. The only thing that I can tell you that usually helps people with this scenario is to become educated. The more you know about this system, the better you are going to do. It's not a gig where you learn a little and it doesn't really help. A little bit goes a long way. Just knowing how to answer the following questions. What medications are you taking? How are you taking them? What doses are you taking? What side effects do you get? Who prescribed them? What's your most severe physical impairment? What's your most severe mental impairment out of those two? Which is the most severe? What are all of your other diagnostic impression impairments that limit your ability to work? These are all things that most of you don't know off the top of your head. And yet you're applying for disability benefits for those things. How is that even possible? How could you make a mistake that big? How could you be that aloof? The anxiousness, right? Fear. These are the types of emotions people usually feel when applying for disability benefits. The number one thing you can do is educate yourself on how this system works. If the attorney is never available to talk to you and you hired their firm, then how the heck are you going to get information on your custom claim as to how to win it? Right? Right? So, think about it. Make some choices, make some decisions, make some changes if you need to. But in the end of the day, do the best that you can. All right? My name is Attorney Walter Rudolph Hnot III. I'm with Disability Resolution PA, an Orlando, Orange County-based Social Security disability law firm. If you would like a free consultation, the most up-to-date information, or a custom video made about a particular topic you like, that's fine. Shoot me an email or give me a call, shoot me a fax, whatever, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.